Hi guys, today we're going to be trying on the products that I got in the August BoxyCharm. So there's an eyeshadow palette, some tinted moisturizer, bronzer, and a lip color. And I did get some face sheet masks. I used the watermelon one this morning. As you can see, that one was the moisturizing one. I'll link up above the video that I did unboxing the BoxyCharm. I just didn't have time to try it on, so I figured I'd do a separate video to try everything on. So I did use the masks this morning. Well, one mask, I used the watermelon one, which was the moisturizing one. And as you can see, my skin looks super dewy, it looks super moisturized. And it was tacky for a little bit. It's still a bit tacky, but not as bad. But it'll be fine because then the tinted moisturizer should stick to it, hopefully. So if you want to see me use the products that I got in this month's BoxyCharm, then just keep watching. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna pin back this mop so that it's not in our way. There we go. Okay, so I think the first thing that I want to go in with is the tinted moisturizer. So it's the QMS Medicosmetics Active Glow Tinted Day Cream. And it's supposed to change to your skin color. I tried it on the back of my hand and it was pretty close, but I'm not really sure how, I don't know. I don't know how well it would work because it's that color and there's no shade. So I'm not sure how it'll work if you had like really dark skin. I feel like it wouldn't. So I'm not really sure about that, but it looks like it'll be a pretty good match for my skin. So I am gonna go in with a sponge. Usually I just chuck it on with my hands, but I wanna see how it'll apply with a sponge. And it does have a little bit of a scent. It smells a little old lady-ish, but it's not a strong scent, so it's not bad. But I feel like that is a really good match for my skin. And it seems to be going on just fine. It's making me even more shiny than I was. Oh my lord. Look at the glow. We're gonna be setting that down for sure. And it isn't giving me a whole ton of coverage, which it doesn't claim to. It is just supposed to be a tinted moisturizer, and usually those don't have a lot of coverage. I am putting on a pretty good amount just to see what kind of coverage it will have when there's quite a bit of product. But yeah, I am shiny. Holy guacamole. So we'll see how it sets down. I'm purposely not going over my eyelids because we do have an eyeshadow palette and I don't really want to use this as a base because it does look real slippy. So I'm just gonna go in with some primer. Okay, I think look at my eyelids. They're like bright white. So I think that is all blended in. Oh my god, I'm so shiny. I really don't like that. So we're gonna set it down with some powder so that it don't look like I could boil an egg on my face. So I'm just gonna go in with my normal powders. So I'm gonna go in with the Becca Hydra Set and Refresh under my eyes and on the center of my face. Looks to be setting down pretty well. As you can see, like in the center where I put it, it's not shiny hardly at all, and then my forehead's still glowing to the gods. So if you like really dewy skin, you'll like this if you don't want to set it down or anything like that. But if you have oily skin or combination skin, as long as you set it down with a powder, I don't think you'd mind it. So I don't mind how it's looking now. It definitely doesn't give you a lot of coverage, that's for sure. And like I said, it doesn't claim to, but if you like a little bit of a fuller coverage, then you probably won't care for this. So even I like a little bit more coverage than that. Like around my mouth and my lips, I have like hyperpigmentation or like discoloration, and it's not really covering that up at all. And even with the powder on top, it does still feel kinda wet. I mean, it feels soft. So I'm just adding some more powder just to make sure that that's not gonna go anywhere. I don't really want to have it set down and then in an hour it'll break apart on me. And I can update the description box too down below with how it wore, if the powder kept it matte or if it turned into a greasy mess again. So that's the center of my face all set down, and then I'm just gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder for the rest of my face. I mean, it is a good color for me, so there's that. Whether it changed to my skin tone, I'm not really sure. I feel like it was pretty close to begin with. So I am adding some of the Fit Me powder to the center of my face too, just to give a little more coverage where I want it, and it didn't really give it to me. And I'll add some more powder so that it hopefully definitely won't go anywhere. So I am going somewhere after this, so I'd really rather not have all my face makeup like slide all over my face. Okay, so that's all set down. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna put some primer on my lids. So I'm gonna go in with the P. Louise in shade 1. I'm just putting some of that on the back of my hand. Do I want shade 1? You know, I take it back. I'm gonna use shade 2. Shade 1's pretty bright. This is still pretty freaking bright. I'm just being careful to only put it like on my eyelid where we didn't really set, because I don't really want to put a cream product over all the powder that I just put down. Alright, so eyelids are set. Look like a crazy person, but that's okay. So we're gonna cover that up with some eyeshadow. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in with the Teddy Boy palette. So it's this little guy. And I think the shade that I want to go in with is the shade Simon. So it's that top one right there. I'm just going in with a fluffy Moda brush. This is the BMX 430 crease. It's a pretty fluffy brush, so I'm just dipping into that and tapping off the excess. We're gonna start building that up on the outer corner. I like to stamp it on the outer corner and then diffuse it. Everybody does their eyeshadow differently, so whatever works for you. I know some people go in with a little bit and kind of do the windshield wiper and build it up, but I like to pack it right on the outside and then diffuse it. I'm gonna bring that right in here too. Pretty much going over the entire outer crease, or it's like an upper lid for me because I do have somewhat hooded eyes, so I'm just pushing that into the front of the eyebrow too. I really like that color. I am definitely a cool tone neutral kind of gal, so this is a good palette for me. And then I think I am going to go in with a teeny tiny bit of Ram just to deepen it up on the outer corner. And I'm gonna go in, this is still a pretty fluffy brush. It's a tapered blending brush by Lavish. So I am gonna go in with that just a teeny tiny bit and keep it kind of on the outside. I still want it to be really blended, but I just want it to be a little bit deeper out there, just like so. That's all I wanted. And then I'm gonna go in all over the lid with Nigel, which is that light shade right there. So I'm gonna go in with the Eco Tools Accent Shadow Brush. Dipping into that and then placing that all over the lid. And then I'm just gonna take this little Eco Tools brush. It's a liner smudge brush, but I'm gonna use it and dip into Archie right here for the inner corner and then on that brow bone. Alright, and that is the eyeshadow done on one eye. I'm gonna pop off camera, do the same exact thing on the other side, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I did the other eye. I popped on some lashes and mascara and some liner. So that is the finished look. I think it's really pretty. I really like the color scheme of that palette, and it was pretty easy to use. It's super quick actually. So that is the eyeshadow palette. And then the next thing that I want to go in with is the Aesthetica bronzer. So it is that shade. Sunset, I guess, is the shade. So I'm just gonna go in with a fluffy-ish brush and dip into that. It looks kind of light, but I'm not sure. You can definitely see it. It doesn't have a scent. I had to check. So yeah, you can definitely see it. It comes off a little warmer on the skin than it looks in the pan, but it's still pretty. Right, and then I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of a smaller brush into the same bronzer, and I'm gonna try to contour with it. Just focusing that more towards the back. I think that's a pretty color. It matches me pretty well. I went a little too far down over here, so I'm just gonna try to bring that up with my face powder. That's better. Okay, so then the last thing that we have to try is the Clarins Velvet Lip Perfector. So that's the tube, and it is in the shade 2. It has a little sponge. Ooh. Then just squeeze it and it comes out of the sponge end. And it's a liquid lipstick, so let's see how it goes. I've never used liquid lipstick with this kind of applicator before. It is very creamy, but it is a pretty color. It's definitely an interesting applicator, but it went on okay, I feel like, and it's a pretty color, and you can build it up pretty good. It's a pretty solid color, and it feels good. It is matte, which I like. I prefer matte, but it doesn't feel drying at all. It's super creamy. Okay, so that is the finished look. I did add some highlighter, but yeah, I think it came out really pretty. The eyes came out good. I like the color scheme. They were easy to work with, easy to blend. The bronzer is a pretty good shade for my skin tone. It is a little warm. I prefer cooler tones, so that's why I like the eyeshadow palette so much. But the liquid lipstick is really nice. It still feels moisturizing. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give a like and a subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye. Of course, the car went by. Okay.